Everybody, and welcome. Good to see you all in here. We got on bad echo. Sorry, that was from a while ago. There we go. Just a little tiny bit of reverb. Hope you're doing great, guys. It's great to have you in here. Some fantastic folks, to say the least. It's an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to see you all, and hope you guys had a really great day.
Hello, it is Monday, and it is time for Puša Studios special, and tonight is something you all have been waiting for a while. It is Andrew's rant. Yes, it is. It has been going on for a while now behind the scenes, and I think it's time today. We have been including it as part of our YouTube survival series. Well, this is a very special one, so stick around and we'll talk about all of those myths and messiahs that destroy your channel. Let's see where we get with that. So stick around, and that's just in a little bit of moments after we say hi to you. Of course, lovely people in the chat. It wouldn't be happening without you here. Hello, hello, welcome here.
It's great to have you all in, guys. If you guys can help us out, and we'll talk about that part a bit in a few minutes why, but in the meantime, if you guys can hit that like button, if you can tweet it out, it really does help out a lot. Lots to discuss here, and it's something for every YouTuber, stuff that I wish I had been told, we had been told a long time ago. Juliet Miranda, cheers to you as well. Hope you and David are doing fantastic. Guys, one of the top iTunes podcasters right before your very eyes, and she has great shows as well here on YouTube, so make sure to check her out, past guest of ours. Sky took my drone. Andrew, you're growing it back nice. Yeah, not for long, not for long. I kind of thought about it, and I have changed my mind. So, yeah. Did you guys win? Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. We had a great time, by the way, on Not So Morning Show. There was, did I say it right?
Yep.
I always wonder if I'm saying it right. Just because, whoa, no subby. Anything that remotely looks like sub for sub, going to be gone. And please, guys, I seen something when I was over there, a comment on one of his videos. Danny's really cool. He knows us well. And he brought it up more to get me going. I seen a comment from somebody. Met you on Puša Studios. Appreciate the support back. If anybody ever does that on your channel and mentions us, please flag them, ban them, whatever you choose to do with them. But just also DM us, please, and let us know so we can deal with that as well. We don't appreciate it. We're not touched by it. It's not anything we want to be associated with in any shape or form. So once again, from us, we do not endorse it, nor do we want to be connected with it. So if you ever see that, but please let us know as well, because otherwise we have no idea what's going on either. So it does happen from time to time. So great to have you all in here, though, nonetheless. So if you want to just hang out with everybody, that's fine. We got, guys, tonight's probably not going to be too long of a show. We're going to jump into it in just a little bit. Like I say, I wanted to been talking about this for a long time, and it's some stuff that I wish that I see going on, and some stuff I wish people had told me and Xenia a long time ago. I will speak, especially if I'm getting into something about it. I will say me more, but of course I mean both of us. It's just the way it comes out, but I'm trying to catch it up.
Of course, we are a team here.
Yes. So Great to see you. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. We'll give you a big hello in just a second. It's great to have you all in here. So, guys, if you can do that and just give it an extra push, that's greatly appreciated. The more, the merrier, the better the conversation.
Thank you so much for all the good wishes. Feeling much better today, and it's a new week. We hope starting on a right foot here. Just really looking forward to the holidays, actually. In fact,
Definitely.
a little bit of the rest and tuning off and under and off the grid, all of that. Hello, Jenny O'Brien is here. Michael, Michelle Fines, Munching with K. Hello, how are you? Coffee Breaks with Breeze here as well. Mysterious Shadow, Jackie Spirit of Adventure. Hello and welcome in. We do appreciate if you can click that like button and share it out. It really helps us, and we really feel like it is an important message to talk about today. You have enjoyed the conversations and messages Andrew's had previously on our survival guides, and I'm pretty sure you are gonna enjoy this one too. So share it out. We are all creators here and dealing with same kind of problems all across the board. Out in the country, has a day off work. Yes, that's right. Well, I wanted also to thank, before we dive into the serious stuff here, thank, of course, our Not So Morning Show for having us over today earlier.
That was a lot of fun.
Having back-to-back live streams today. Earlier today, if you missed, we were on Not So Morning Show with Scott and Danny on and playing holiday spirit games and just really trying to have some good fun. And we had a lot of fun. So if you missed that, go and check it out. Lots of laughs there.
It was a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
You realize how much I stink at Christmas movies.
Well,
I was never a fan of them, and I definitely showed today when it came to trivia on them. So
well, you got the win for us,
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. Yeah.
They were very gracious.
So check that out if you missed that. That's available on replay.
I'm going to tell you guys too, be careful tonight, guys. Yes, there'll probably be some trolls, I'm assuming, in this. So just keep your eyes out, guys. If somebody comes in and just says, like, you want to sub to me or something that's not like sub me 99 or anything like that, just remove their comment and tell them we're not doing that, to calm it down. But if you see anything trolls, anything hate, any racist, etc., ban. With all my blessing, you have nothing to answer for. We have your back 1,000%. So I'm just letting you know. If you see it, if you guys can help us, that would be greatly appreciated. Usually we're very, very interactive with the audience. Tonight, Xenia might be typing more, but it's going to be a bit more of a talk, guys, and some stuff here that's been going on. Just to kind of get everybody up to speed, and then some things to deal with for everybody's channel here. That pertains to everyone, guys. It doesn't matter if you just joined YouTube a couple of days ago. You've been on for 10 years. It applies to everybody, so... Oh, it's not just kids. Kids are not out of school for all. Oh, sorry, I misread it. Satori goes, yes, so, yeah, they'll be around the house and wondering what to do, and you give them something to do, and 20 minutes later they'll be back saying, what can I do, and what can I do?
Well, that's why having in-laws is so good, because you can just send them outside in the yard and they can shovel the snow that is eternal there.
We don't have any computer chick here in Montreal. We don't have a flake of it. Well, tiny bit in a few corners. That's about it. Crazy. Your advice has always helped me. Oh, Tamara, thank you so much. Well, you guys help us as well. It's always a two-way street, guys. Never forget that. It's great to have you all in. If you guys can let everybody know what's going on, hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff. It really does help out a lot. There we go.
DJ and Entertainment's here as well. Salon Girl Gardens joining us today. That is awesome. She joined us yesterday for the first time and is back.
Welcome back.
Always love seeing people giving us a second chance and seeing what we're doing else here, coming back for the second time to check us out. So thank you so much for giving us a second chance and being here again. Thank you so much, Papa Rome's Outdoors. Thank you, and all the rest of you as well. Do appreciate that a ton. Thank you. And apparently there's a lot of snow in Missouri. Wow. Big Red's Eating Shoe. Hello. How are you? How are you doing here, Sleeping Bear? Sleeping Bear, how are you doing? Good to see you here as well. Scully's House and Thrillers here as well. Of course, guys, if you're new here, or maybe if you're just listening or watching us and you're not in the chat, If you're new to us, if you subscribe to us, we do appreciate that a lot. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, give us that thumbs up, share, and of course, if you can subscribe, we do appreciate that as well. It wouldn't be possible without you guys. This is all for you and with you. We are a live stream show. The Art of Handmade Dolls and Stuff. Happy Monday. How are you doing here? Hello, Chris Russell joining us again as well. Hello, good to see you as well. Welcome back here. If you think you're already subscribed to us, make sure that you still are. You know how YouTube happens, the glitches and all of that is happening behind the scenes on YouTube machine there. Well, check it out if you're still subscribed to us. That's also the way to grow. You would be surprised, but you can actually grow your channel by checking if you are still subscribed to the channels you love visiting.
Most definitely, guys.
Yeah.
'Cause then it's a two-way street, and guess what? Everybody starts realizing that when everybody's checking each other out, you can kind of really jump the numbers quite quickly on something like that, because it is happening at an alarming rate.
Oh, yes.
More
There are a
than
couple
ever.
of channels that I'm constantly subscribing. Constantly. Which is very surprising. But we gotta know and we gotta deal with it, right?
Hey there, Maurice. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Leonard Shea in the house. Great to see you as well. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's great to have all you guys in here. What an amazing looking bunch, guys. An amazing looking bunch. It's a pleasure. Hope you guys have been off to a good week. Monday is always a hard trip, but then again, for some of our folks, it's already well into Tuesday, so it's great to have you. Cruiser Mac, evening to you. Evening. Hope you're well.
Hello. By the way, if you don't feel like tweeting your own tweet out, if you're on Twitter, you can definitely also retweet our original tweet. That also helps a lot. So thank you so much. If you don't want to do your own tweet, more than welcome to tweet it out. We do appreciate that as well. Link is in the chat. You can just click on that link straight on and retweet that. I know most of us here have Twitter, which I'm very excited and happy about.
Yes.
You should if you are a YouTuber. So if you do, it's free. Thank you so much. If you already did that, thank you. Melly93 Eats, hello and welcome back here as well. We have a comedy channel back here as well. So welcome back as well. That's great. I love seeing people coming back. That is awesome. Cruiser Mac, hello. How are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you.
Guys, we're just giving a few minutes for everybody to get in. It always takes a little bit of time, so it's great to have you in. Xenia's doing. I'm letting Xenia take the show a little bit more because I'll probably get yapping after and not be as much time. So I'm letting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
trying to keep it fair. We always do.
I'm gonna try and jump into the chat when Andrew is talking because I definitely don't want to interrupt him. His wave of thought. How can you tell if you're not subscribed? Do I need to unsubscribe? No. Don't. If you're subscribed, it's gray.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed, it's red. So if it's red, that means that you are not subscribed. You need to click it. I picked my butt.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, but you know what? I have a feeling you're back soon, especially wheel days and stuff like that.
Yes, definitely.
I was drenched in it a while ago. I had to clean up. I was more than covered, let's just say.
Oh, yeah, on our previous show for the Not So Morning show, definitely. There was a lot of lipstick going on there, so you can check it out right there.
A lot. Shamefully a lot.
Yes, I love your singing. Well, thank you so much. But today is no singing and no lipstick. Today, once we get into it, is a serious talk. We have been missing that for a while now.
And I know, guys, it's getting close to the holiday season and good cheer and all that. And really, in the end of this, is all about good cheer. I want you to remember that. We don't do something without a positive spin on it in the end. I hope there is a real positive spin. I hope people get the positive spin. But it's one of those times where it should be discussed before the season comes because it's a great time to take advantage of it. I know I'm kind of alluding in that. We'll get more into it in a little bit. I think the milestones are the days Andrew shouldn't wear lipstick. Yeah, about the size of it, I picked my butt. You pretty much nailed it on that
we
one.
We crossed it a couple of days ago. I think last week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys are absolutely awesome, folks. If you can keep letting them know what's going on, it only takes a second to hit that like button. It only takes 30 seconds to tweet it out, and it makes a world of difference. Especially on a night like tonight, it really does help out a lot. Because we have some stuff we've been working against lately. We'll get into that in a few minutes. So if you can do that, that would be absolutely amazing. All new YouTubers, if you want to learn self-confidence and passion, I suggest watch this YouTube channel. Wow. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
Munching with Kay, thank you so much. And yes,
Appreciate-
coffee is very well needed. I just can't have enough of it today. It just doesn't work. I don't know what's wrong with it. Opened the new can today, and it doesn't seem it's working. They say we'll
Ian,
eat
how are
3
you?
lipstick and a glass in a lifetime. Yes, right? Well, it's better be something good in it. The art of handmade dolls and stuff. You gotta know what you put on your face, right? Coffee breaks with Brie. Yes, I know. I posted earlier Instagram story today. Yeah, that was early today in the morning, and I felt like it was yesterday. Still feel like it was yesterday. The Still Winter Nation. Hello, how are you doing? How are you doing? Elf builds. We don't have a game today. The game is on Sundays and Thursdays. So if you want to join us for the Wheel of Shoutouts, that on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern and Sundays, well, most likely after the holidays. So we'll see. We'll see. Stick around. See how our schedule works this week. Well, we're gonna jump into it just in a little moment. So just your last minutes of getting that coffee ready, popcorn, whoever how wants to enjoy this. You know, for some it's entertainment, for some it's learning. So if you want to go get coffee, run over quickly and be right back. This is your time to do it. We're going to jump in right into it. Life of MC. Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Good to see you here as well. Good to see you. Jenny is here as well. Herman Comedy back here too. Pizzellis. What is pizza? Oh, those are those little, yes, waffles. I love those. I love those.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Sounds very good.
Honey soaked waffles.
You want to do the Rockstar welcome tonight?
Yes. Okay. So this is your time to do what you have to and share it out, of course, while I will call each and every one of you out to say a special hello to each and every one of you being here in the chat. And let's welcome here the Weird Desk US. Hello to you, the Still Winter Nation, the Art of Handmade Dolls and Stuff, Tamara Magdalene. Hello, Cicerella's World. Hello as well. Scally's House of Thrillers is here. Salon Girl Gardens, welcome back. Ruth Truth, hello. Rounded Rob, Rodney Reviews Things, Paranormal Tech, Out in the Country, My World, My Way, Helen, Munching with K, More Eats, Michelle E. Finds, Mary's Place, Life of MC, Leonard Shea, Lady in the Woods, Just GCA, Jenny O'Brien, Jeff's Custom RC, Jackson RC Aviation, hello to you as well, and Jackie Spirit of Adventure is here, Iquamar America, I Pick My Butt, Harmon Comedy, Gus the Broken 2, Ghost Pirate, hello, how are you? Face America's Life, hello. And we have Elf Slays, Elf Ed, and Elf Builds. I assume that's 3 channels in one, so hello to you, unless it's multiple personalities, not sure. Dastin Johnson, hello to you. Danos Toolbox is joining us. Cruiser Mac, Coffee Breaks, Breaks with Brie, hello. Chuck Food Reviews and more as well. Chris Russell, welcome back. Brian and the 240 Brand Ariel's joining us. Bougie Boy 2001, a fellow Canadian. Big Red's Eating Show, hello. Beauty with Miss D. A Nanny, All My Kitties. 54 Punchy, the Art of Fish Keeping is joining us as well. And hello to everyone that is just watching us. I'm sure there are some of you that are just watching or listening to us and not in the chat. Say hi if you can, and if you can't, we understand. And thank you for joining us today.
It's great to have you all in, guys. What a fantastic looking group. About 2 more minutes, guys. We'll get into it. That should be enough time. Like I say, we're not going to be on too long tonight, guys. It's not going to be like our usual shows. We'll see how it goes, but at some point, have you signed for FameBit to get brand sponsors?
Yeah, we do have account there. It's something that we have been looking into for a while, but when we feel that it is okay to do it, you know.
Yes.
Everybody has their own
change. And we're going to be looking at some changes in our show. That's something else I don't know if we'll discuss tonight, but it is something coming up at some point. Sometimes it gets displaced. We do still have our real life is just takes up a lot sometimes. So, but it's great hanging out with you all tonight, guys. So many great folks in here. It's a pleasure to have you all. Once again, guys, I'm going to ask you if you can help us out by hitting that like button and tweeting it out. It really does make a big difference, a huge difference, folks. It only takes 30 seconds to tweet it out, 3 seconds to like. You guys are absolutely awesome. Do appreciate all that you do for us already. But if you can do that as well, it will be a big boost for us. Sorry, I just got caught here. I had a pop-up message. My apologies. I know Xenia says not to look at the screen. I'm going to try to not tonight, guys. Like I say, Xenia will be in. We'll come back after, but like Xenia will be typing in the chat pretty much the whole time. So it's just to try and stay on thought. The older you get, the harder multitasking seems to be. Alrighty, guys. Well, it seems like there's no time like the present. Let me bring down the echo a little bit here, a little bit more. There we go. I think that should be good. So it's great to see all you guys in here tonight, folks. And you see in the title, you see what it's about. And there you go, guys. Delusions of Grandeur, a YouTuber's downfall. Does it sound dramatic? Yes. Is it true? Much so. Oh, Life of MC, thank you very much. Okay, here, we'll let her sing because once I get going, it's a bit hard to do. So there you go, Xenia. I give it away.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Thank you so much, Life of MC #1 fan. Thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat. I do appreciate all of the super chats today, and I will not interrupt Andrew. So if you feel like doing that, and we do appreciate that, I will acknowledge that, but I will try not to interrupt Andrew, and definitely no singing while he is talking.
We do appreciate it, guys. Don't get us wrong. We do appreciate the support. It means a lot to us. Just that sometimes it's hard to stay on track sometimes for myself. That's on me. I wish I was better, like I say, at multitasking, but I just don't quite have it in me. But if you do, guys, at the end, like Xenia will probably keep your name on the side and go and after go back. And there's Not So Morning Show. Great you came in here before we got started, guys. There is the channel we were on a while ago. Had a fantastic time with them. Make sure to check out Danny and Scott, Not So Morning Show, guys. We had a fantastic time there. Really great live stream, lots of fun, great place to hang out. So definitely make sure to visit them. Alrighty, guys. Hang on. Here we go. Okay, so now we'll get into it. Hang on one second here. So once again, guys, Delusions of Grandeur, a YouTuber's downfall. Myths and messiahs that destroy your YouTube channel. Like I was just saying a minute ago, yes, does it sound dramatic? For sure it does. Is it true? You're damn right it is. Now, your volume is a bit low, struggling to hear you. I don't know. We're showing max here on everything. Don't know. I don't know at this point what else I can do, really.
Okay. Well, we'll just have to do.
Bring down the music a little bit. If that's, guys, I don't know really what is going on, to be honest. I don't know. Everything seems to be registering high in the yellows, so what you want, let me see. Let me see at this. Let me see at this. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, guys, sounds good to me. Okay. All right, guys. Okay. All right. We're going to try this again, guys. All right. Take 3. Okay. All right, folks. Here's what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about being on YouTube and what's waiting for you once you get here. And this is really, really, really important, guys. This is stuff that I wish had been told to us way back when. That wasn't. And I don't want to make this like a great big rant. There's some stuff that I am truly, like most people, we have stuff in here that royally pisses me off to no end. And yes, I will cover some of them. But the thing is we're not here to go on to a gigantic rant for the whole time. The thing is to get something positive out this and to start to. But something's got to be addressed here. And it's not one particular thing or one particular channel. It's kind of a plague on YouTube in general. And this is not something new. And why are we bringing it up now? Well, there's a pattern. And the pattern seems to be the summer is very, a lot of you have been on here for a while, you know, summer is a hard time to kind of grow, to keep your channel's more bobbing than actually exploding. Why? Because if the majority of your viewers are from North America, the majority of your viewers are on vacation. They're doing everything they can to not be in front of a computer all the time or on their TV or their phone, etc. as much. They do have their favorite shows they still tune in for and stuff like that. We're very thankful for whoever does. You guys have been very good to us. As a side note to that, that's where we really try to tap into Australia and New Zealand and those places as they're having their winter then, and they've been extremely good to us as well. But then the fall comes around, and a lot of channels that hadn't been on all summer find their way back to YouTube, not just to watch, but a lot to create. They've kind of let it go because they're on vacation as well. They're doing things, which is normal. That's understandable. And there's also a new rush of channels that come in with a whole new bright-eyed idea of taking on YouTube by storm. And to that, thumbs up to you. This is not to discourage anybody from being on here whatsoever. This is a common sense talk, and if you take it for what it is, you're going to see it's almost unbelievable it's said, because it is nothing more than common sense. But YouTube has kind of a scratch ticket effect to people. You know, you get on and you scratch, and guess what? You won $2. Free ticket. $10. Well, that's like about when you start a channel here and you get 15 subscribers, 20 subscribers. Oh my God, I made a video and 35 people came to see it. That's amazing. That's an amazing feeling to have people actually come in to see what you do. That is a rush that you cannot put a price on to. Okay? But the problem is that wears off quite quickly for some people. For a large majority, to be perfectly honest. Because there's a lot of coming into YouTube, and I hear all the time, that somebody's not here for money. They don't care about it. They don't care about being monetized. They're in the glory days of YouTube. They just want somebody to see what they do. And you know what? There's people that do that, and that is commendable. Commendable. You got a passion for it. You just want to show your passion. Maybe somebody get inspired by it and want to get into what you do, whether it's knitting, whether it's kayaking, whether it's, I don't know, the sky's the limit, as we've seen on YouTube. Okay? But they say that, but I mean, really, when the camera's off or with their friends, you know, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I got 50 views on my last video. What's going wrong? Why is nobody watching? Why am I not growing like I did the first 2 months? Why am I not growing like I did the last 3 months? Why have I been on here 9 years and I'm not where I want to be? Why is a channel that was on 2 years astronomically past me? What is wrong? And those are all legitimate questions as well. Because even if you're in here for a hobby, I mean, I still believe, even if you're not obsessed with the money that comes from YouTube, you don't want to make it a career, etc., etc., etc. Everybody wants to grow in something, the same way as you were your hobby. When you learned how to, for the knitting one, you've learned to stitch. Well, you don't want to be stuck doing the same 3 stitches over and over and over. You want to grow. You want to make a boot, a sock. You want to make mitts. You want to make a sweater. You want to make a scarf. You grow into your hobby. You want to naturally grow into YouTube as well. But there's 2 sides that goes on here, and you have to really start looking at YouTube like the Wild West, which we talked about the other night. And what was some of the things that you think of with the Wild West? Lawless, all kinds of opportunities. Sky is the limit. Great things are a possibility for anybody. And they are here. There really is. There is no ceiling onto it. That's the truth of the matter. But the problem is they had a lot of bank robberies back then. They had a lot of stagecoach robberies back then. They had a lot of things, because you know why? People got fed up of driving spikes in a railroad for minimal money every day. And some stayed with it and maybe eventually became a foreman into it or supervisor, etc., etc. And that's kind of gets that fever going. And I've said there's that gold rush fever on here since, I don't know, it probably took about 5 months to really see it for what it was. And YouTube has quickly become like the new dream, where years ago, you know, oh, we got a son that's playing basketball. He's going to make it for the family. He's going to get rich. And they push him into it, or he pushes himself into it to do it. Or she wants to be a singer. She wants to be a rock star. That's all she wants to be. Well, all those dreams, as much as those things still exist today, all seem to lead towards YouTube for the most part. I mean, this is where most of the idols come from now. This is the manufacturer of idols. This is where you test yourself. This is the proving ground where it seems most people have a chance of getting famous today is going to come from here, whether they stay on YouTube or they start on here and then get noticed and signed for music deals or acting or whatever the case. You know, we just have a YouTuber that became a late night talk show host. There's many, many examples of it. But it's this rush that comes in so quickly to say, I'm not where I should be. This is not right. And like that Wild West, I mean, or anywhere for that fact, I mean, people are going to congregate once that starts. Because there is an old expression that misery loves company. And that's a dangerous thing. I've seen that happen, you know, you've seen it at work. And I've always compared, like, YouTube pretty much is the two things, either a bar or a place of work, because they have pretty much all the same similarities as the other. And what happens is you have 5 people together, and there's a manager position coming up in 6 months, and they're all talking, you know, oh my God, I hope you get it. No, I hope you get it. Hey, as long as one of us gets it, I'm going to be happy. It don't work that way, because finally one of those 5 does get picked as manager, and what happens to the other 4? They start gathering more and more around the cooler. And more they start to get bitter, and more they start to talk about how that guy didn't deserve to get that promotion. They did want it to be any of them. They did fully agree till one got it. Now, it's not that way anymore. Like one of the 5 that they all believed they were the best in the company and they should have it no matter what. Well, that one that got it, now he's kind of lazy, you know. And he's not good at his work. I've seen him. Not impressed. I mean, he doesn't even try. Doesn't even put any effort into it. Not a bit. Nothing. He's a kiss ass. That's why he got there. He's a kiss ass. He was kissing their ass. He was doing stuff like staying after work and working longer. He was putting in some on the weekends. He was working faster at what he did to become more productive. That's a kiss ass. He shouldn't have got the promotion. That's the only reason why he got it, was for kissing ass. But kissing ass, like I say, they're just an example, is in the eye of the beholder. And truth be told, that guy was putting in the work. He was doing what had to be done. And hence what was the end product was him getting the manager position. YouTube, I've watched this, and Xenia and I have both talked about this. Like I say, there's a pattern, and we're right around this time where a lot of people either came back from the summer, and it's hard to resurrect a channel if you didn't do much in the summer. Nobody's blaming anybody for it. It's just the nature of YouTube. And there's a lot that started channels in the fall. And right around now is when they got a big jump at the beginning, because that tends to happen, and then it tends to slow for most people for the most part. And what happens? That rush starts to wear off. And now we are where we are. And coming into January is usually when things seem to start hitting the fan. Now, some will say it's already hit the fan this fall and that, and with them, I truly agree with them. I see it around all the time. I'm seeing example after example of channels becoming desperate and just throwing everything to the side. And most of them are fed up because they don't feel they're getting the views, the watch time, etc. that they deserve. I've always said it, I despise the 1K, 4K with all my heart. Even, I said this before we were monetized, it should have been a way bigger than what it was. It was too easy to get to it. And it was just enough to get everybody almost pitted against each other on here. That's what I think it did more of than anything. It brought 10 times more channels, 10,000 times more of the channels, because it was just a high enough number to sound, you know what, I can do this quickly. I can get there and then I'll be rich. You heard it. Buddy told me the other day at work, get on YouTube, 4K, 1K. You're gonna be loaded. You will not have to probably work again. You can just sit on. It's like the Money for Nothing song has changed now to become YouTube instead of MTV by Dire Straits. And when that doesn't work out the way it's planned, I've watched channels just nosediving, guys. It's literally like standing out and watching somebody on a duck hunt. Just flop after flop after flop. I've watched people give up and go away and discuss. I've watched people turn against each other. I've watched people turn bitter and become trolls into it. I mean, this is nothing new. Unfortunately, it's just another day at the office. And all I'm hoping tonight is maybe a couple of channels might get this message before they go and throw everything down the toilet. I'm not here, and I'm going to say this, about any specific channel, and any channel who's already doing it, you know what? They fucking picked their path, and I'm not here to debate it. I'm talking tonight to the ones that haven't gone down that road, because there is a chance of getting away from it, and it's part of something of realizing that's the life of where YouTube takes you on here. And if you choose to go down that path, you might as well give up your channel, because your channel doesn't have a chance. I haven't seen one yet that's gone through it. I've seen it kill a lot of channels. I haven't seen it help the channel. The thing about it is that it just seems tempting to burn off your frustrations onto it. But if you're so frustrated your channel is not doing good, this is a wake-up call to make sure you don't pick a path that ends up killing your channel over you being. You know the old expression, cut off your nose to spite your face? Well, that's what it is. It doesn't work. Seen it time and time and time again. It just is a dead end. And whether somebody likes it or not, wants to debate it, it just is what it is. I've always said the expression is every moment you spend worrying about what somebody else is doing on their channel, you're missing a moment to work on yours. Okay? And if you go down in that path and you get sucked into it, because remember, they're like the Wild West, there's going to be somebody standing on every street corner on a soapbox waving the magical pill. You know, oh, I got the thing for your channel. I got the thing for your channel. That's right. You do this, you're going to be gigantic. You do this, you're going to be huge. Guaranteed. I guarantee you. This is the secret to it. You know what the secret is to it? Is working on your channel. There's the big secret. There's nothing. Nobody should promise anything that's going to make you grow. Anybody who's watched this, I dare you one time to say where Pusa Studios said, oh, do this and you're going to get big. I have said it. Xenia has said it from as long as I can remember. Stack the cards in your favor. Try to have your channel in the best shape it's into, because if the break comes along, you want to be ready. And I wholeheartedly believe that. But even the big channels, even the gurus, we're not a guru. We're kind of going along, we're kind of sharing our path as we go along with it. They don't promise you that you're going to get big, that you're going to get gigantic, that you're going to, they're not that irresponsible with it. They don't need to make a dime off it. They're not selling snake oil over the whole thing. It's impossible. You got to work on your channel. You got to have stuff that people want to watch. There's the secret. It's as simple as that. You can hate on everything till the cows come home, but if people don't want to watch what you make, they don't want to watch it. If they go to your channel and they don't like what they see, they're not going to stay, which then in turn, once again, they're not going to watch it. And there's a lot of luck. Casey Neistat said that on H3H3's podcast. 97% luck. But I'll take him as an example. There was content waiting, and I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a big fan of him, to be perfectly honest. But I can't deny that he has something there that people want to watch. Peter McKinnon, et cetera, et cetera. You know, there's something there. Even if one of those big YouTubers turned around today and said, I'm going to shout you out. Well, if you have nothing there, you're still going to get, I promise you, a lot of views, because people will follow them like blind sheep. I guarantee you, yes, you will get a spike. There's no doubt about it. Not just a little one. It's going to knock everything off the charts. But what if there's nothing there to watch? And 3 videos later, you're back the same you were. You're actually worse than you were, because that spike just showed you actually got a lot of people come over and they showed no interest in what you do, which then shows the algorithm, yeah, tried, tested, and true. This is nothing here to see. there's a lot of frustration on here, and I know a lot of people are looking for fast answers, fast draws. Oh, come into my channel and we're going to do this, and guarantee you, we're all going to get there together. It don't work that way. YouTube is not a team sport, okay? It's not. That's the difference between social media and here, and that's where social media blends, honestly rears its dirty head into YouTube and has done more damage almost than anything else. It's really casted a bad light on YouTube and the way people create on here. You should never, ever, ever be creating for one person. You are here to create whoever will come and see what you do and like what you do. You should not be so involved with everybody in your circle in here and your viewers in here that if one person says, you really suck, you spend weeks fawning over them because you don't know why you upset them, and was it that I told them that their daughter didn't do well in the last video, and etc. and etc. That's not the way it works on here. This is not, I can't stress it enough, this is not a team sport. You can have collaborators in here. Yes, you can make some friends, but it shouldn't dictate how your channel goes, because that's where more problems come. If you, creating those tights is what leads to that talk around the water cooler about why we're down and that other guy got the promotion. I hope you know what I'm saying. It's not that I don't want anybody to get along in here. That's not what I mean. It's the exact opposite. The problem is like social media, when everybody starts banding up, it becomes clicks. And what happens when you get clicks? You get fights. And when you get fights, you get distracted from what you came here to do. And that's not me saying it. That's the truth. That's just the way it goes. Believe me. Anyways, the thing is, you're here to create for other people. You've never seen NBC, CBS creating for every individual person that watches them. Oh, well, we had 2.2 million viewers on Seinfeld last night. Let's go ask them individually, each of them, what they thought. I was going to get Casey Neistat on tonight. I wanted him to come and talk about this. There he is there, in case you don't know him. But Casey Neistat couldn't come. Why? Because at 11.6 million, actually, let's check his last video. Before I even say it, let's just see for the fun of it. Casey Neistat, 5 hours ago, put out a video, 660,000. He can't come here tonight because he has to go and watch 660,000 other videos of the people that watched him today before he could show up. So we ain't going to be seeing him for a while because he's tied up for the next 480 years trying to watch everybody that watched him. And asking every one of them why they didn't come and watch them. That didn't come. Hey, look, my last video was 1.2 million a week ago. I got 660,000. So I got a couple 100,000 people now I got to go and see and ask them why. Why didn't you come watch? Where were you? What was the excuse? How come you didn't come? I made the video. Come on, John. Come on, Dave. Come on, Sally. Why haven't you watched me? Guys, it's ludicrous. I mean, and this is why I do extreme stuff like this when I talk like that, because it puts it into perspective. Yes, it's ridiculous what I just said, but that's what happens. I was in a live stream the other night. I went in late just learning around, see who was all on, and the host is asking 3 people why they weren't there the other night. Who the fuck are you to ask anybody? I mean, why are you worried about it? Why weren't you worried about X number that were there? You know, I mean, this is how insane it gets. And that is one drama disaster if it's ever made to be one. You've just called those 3 people out. They don't have to tell you why they weren't there. It's none of my business. We got people here that follow us that aren't here tonight. It's none of my business. They don't owe me an apology. They don't owe me an excuse. They don't owe me nothing. Rightfully, they have a good right, to, if I was ever to ask, to tell me it's none of my business. And stay the hell out of it. I mean, how dare you? That's not what we're here for. That's getting too involved with everybody everybody in here. And that's what ruins it. Okay? I know it all sounds lovely and that, and hey, Steve and Barbara and Dave and Ann, we're all gonna hold hands and we're gonna climb through the YouTube threshold together. That's right. Over the flowers and across the meadow tops we shall go. Well, what happens if one channel is a cutting-edge gaming channel who's got a whole new take on the biggest niche in YouTube, and the other one's about collecting a specific kind of rock in a specific kind of territory that person and 20 other people know exists in the world? Seriously, what is the chance? What a cruel thing to do to somebody, to say we can all do that together. It's insane. It's not going to happen. It don't work that way. And yes, bands do that all the time. I was in music. They're all in the 80s and that, and hey, bro, if I get a contract, I'm not going anywhere unless they sign all you guys. No, bro, we're in it together. Bullshit. The moment they were signed, they lost complete control over it. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. It's as simple as that. It don't work that way. Yep. There's a life out there, there's a world out there, there's a whole pile of things out there that everybody has to express to them. Oh my God, I get so frustrated when I talk about this. It just drives me insane. Because I'm seeing so much of it again, and I'm worried, the same pattern. There's people getting insulted. There's people getting hated on too. There's people getting swatted. There's people buying fucking stuff. There is everything under the sun going on. And it's the perfect mix, the perfect time for a couple of other channels to swoop in and pick all this mess up and turn it into another snake oil salesman promise of everybody. They're going to fix all your problems. You're going to get your channel all together. You're going to be big. Just do this. Watch this one's video. Do what I say, and you're going to be okay. Don't watch what I tell you not to watch. Watch who I tell you who to watch. Hold hand. All that stuff. It's the same garbage over and over and over again. And this is right around the time. And that's why we want to talk about it tonight. Like I said, anybody who's already done it, they can choose to get out of it. If anybody started it, I'm not here to convert any of them. I honestly don't care what they do. But if it takes a couple of people that are not there yet and aren't sure what to do and feel like they're kind of pushed into a wall, you're never pushed into a wall. I will tell you something right now. Even this happened when we were a lot smaller. We're not a big channel. Nobody's going to ruin you on here unless you let yourself be ruined. That's a fact. And you know what? I hear channels sometimes, well, I don't want to say anything because, I don't want to leave because this is going to happen. If you leave, your channel's not going to be done. You're not going to be over. If you're here to create, you can go and find other people to watch. Nobody's going to take away your whole viewership. And that brings me to something that people that have left on us. And don't kid yourself, people have left. But why chase? They're all going to leave over something anyways. You shouldn't be concerned about it. It shouldn't consume you about it. Because then if you're doing that, you're not concentrating on the people that came to watch you. And that's a great way to kill your channel. Because people see it inside as you go on more and more with the ones that left, and you're worried about it, you're not focusing on the ones that want to be there. And how do the ones that want to be there feel? Like chopped liver. Well, he doesn't care if I'm here. He's too worried about the other ones that left. Well, I guess a good way for him to care about me more is to leave as well. At least he'll get more attention that way. You can't sit on here and chase your tail. Things move too fast. There's too much to learn. There's too much that goes into having a YouTube channel. And when you sign up to YouTube, if you want to be on here, you're signing up to a lot. And that's not to scare anybody off. I hope it invigorates you for that. It should. You need to enjoy the process on here, because if you're doing the process of what needs to be done on here, there's not a lot of time for extras when you're on YouTube. That's the simple truth of the matter. That's the simple truth of it. It will occupy all your time and then some. I don't think there's probably a bigger YouTuber that can sit there and say, well, that's running on its own. I can just kind of sit back here and autopilot. It's not the case. Especially most of the ones that did make it big, whether you like them, and I'm so against hating on big YouTubers, so don't even try it. Anybody who wants to lead me down that path, I'll be the biggest stonewall. They got there for a reason. They earned it. Whether we like them or not, whether they do what they do, they have a right to be there. They have a right to what they have. Their audience chose what they do is something they want to see, and it's as simple as that. That's it. Whether it's my cup of tea or not means nothing. And guess what? They got big by not worrying about if I like it or not. They didn't lose sleep at night. Now, if their whole audience starts shifting and they know it's a problem, yes, they're going to deal with it. But if they lose somebody, they're more worried about getting more people who like what they do. I mean, what happened if we changed every time somebody didn't like what we do? Our show would be like a Jesus zigzag the whole way up. I wouldn't even know what we're about. I'd have to look at the thumbnail to figure out what kind of a show I was going to do that night. You're getting all kinds of problems, you know, and there's other one, you know, you're going to get all kinds of subscribers, you're going to get all kinds of this, you're going to get all kinds of that, and it's all going to be watched forever and ever. Nothing. There's nothing to be promised for you. There's nothing about it. People go and people come, and that's all there is to it. And there's no such thing that everybody's going to make a blood pact and be together forever and ever and ever. That's how things evolved. And who liked you today doesn't like you tomorrow. And who watched you for 10 months. Every 1,000 we ever got, some people left. Some people that liked us in the last 1,000 now can't stand us in the next 1,000. Well, some figured maybe you were okay at 4,000, but now at 5,000 you don't deserve it. There's all kinds of reasons. Their own problems about what they're doing. Their channel was consuming them more by the time you got to that part, and they left. What do you want me to do? Hello? Hi. Hey, can I DM you for a second? Listen, I want to talk to you for a sec. You know, I got something on my mind here. Hang on. There was 125 people in last night. And they were having a great time. They were having a great time. But I noticed you weren't there. It bothered me a lot. It was on my mind the whole show. Why did you leave? What can I do to make it better? Just tell me what you want me to do with my show. I'll do it so you'll come back. What do you want? What would you like from me? You know, no, please, tell me. Hey, I'm the one focusing on you, not the 125 that liked what I did. So please, tell me which direction I go. But the direction's going to scare off the other 125? Don't worry about it. I'll go visit them tomorrow when they don't come to watch. I mean, come on. Let's get real here. I mean, we got people in here that sit around, and I've seen them in studios. Puša Studios is the most disgusting thing on YouTube. And then they're even DMing us by times asking us for help on their channel. I'll help them. They get up on the wheel. I don't discourage them from coming up. Come on up. Do it. It's kind of hard for them after. Dude, they keep running their mouth, and I've seen it happen then when they're in somewhere and somebody says, didn't they help you like 2 weeks ago? Weren't you up on their wheel? Weren't you playing like 10 rounds to get up on there and that? Speaks a lot about character. I'm not worried about it. It's not hurt. It's not cramping my style. Because there's, through that person or that couple of people, there's a ton of people still enjoying what we're doing. Focus on them. I wouldn't be able to. If I started worrying about them, I wouldn't be able to have anything together. I would be sputtering and spurting. I would be lost. So maybe some people can manage that one better than I can, but I certainly couldn't. I just don't see the point of doing it. And this is what's happening, guys. If people aren't watching you, your channel's most likely got troubles. It doesn't mean it's unsalvageable. But you got to deal with that. Going other places, making blood pacts. Oh, we're going to watch everybody forever. Oh, come to my channel. We're going to get you all kinds of subscribers, and they're going to watch you for the end of time. How do you know that? Well, they told me. No, yeah, okay, I can tell you all kinds of things right here. Yeah, I'm going to watch you forever. Swear on my heart. Who cares? It means nothing, guys. If you're doing something right, people are watching. And if you don't have 1 million people watching you, it doesn't mean you're not doing something right. There's lots of channels in here. Ray Kid, I see in here. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Still Winter Nation's in here. And tons of other ones that are bringing in good people. Guys are watching. They're not 1 million subscribers yet. They don't have 1 million people watching them on a weekly basis. And they put on a good show for it. They work for it. And you can see they focus the detail heavily. And that's what separates a lot of channels. And that's what people aren't getting. They don't want to hear that there's something wrong with what they're doing. They're going around to find enough of a hateful group to tell them that they're doing something right. It's everybody else that's doing something wrong. It's because of channels A, B, C, and D, E, and F that nobody's watching you. It's because of X number of reasons why they're not watching. No. If you make something people want to watch, they're going to pay. If you make a nice looking channel, people are more likely to stay on to it. And I hear this term go around so much, I could puke my guts out. No, I want organic growth. You know what organic growth is? Anybody will put your eyes on your fucking channel. That's organic growth, okay? Whether it's in a network stream like ours, whether it's on YouTube, whether you find it through Google, whether a friend tells you, whether it's a post on Facebook, Twitter, wherever in the hell it comes from, if somebody watches you, guess what? That's a view. The algorithm isn't distinguishing between all of it. It's a view is a view. And they're going to watch if they have something that wants to be seen. Whether that's getting to your channel first and seeing all the artwork, and it draws them into going to your video, because that's the whole process of it, or whether the video is sent to them or recommended to them and they watch it. That's what it is in the end. That's growth. That's views. That's what gets people to either keep watching, subscribe, do more. You'll get a lot of people watching, but they're not subscribing. You're not doing a call to action in your videos. Of course, they're not going to do it. There's all kinds of reasons why. Everybody's so worried about dissecting the whole thing instead of just worrying about getting views. We could use excuses till the cows come home. There's always going to be an excuse for anything. And not just on YouTube. This all pertains to anything in real life. Name me your workplace, name me your school, name me your community, your church, your whatever it is that the same things don't go on to. We always look at YouTube like it's some distant being from another planet that we can't quite wrap our head around. It's the same thing. We're here to get people to watch. If you had a store, you'd be there to get people to buy. We're here to get people to buy. When they watch a video, they've made a purchase, for lack of a better term. When they partake in your live stream, you've made a sale. I know it doesn't sound all warm and fuzzy and that, but guys, we got to get a bit realistic now and then. That's the thing. Use the dreamland more for your creativity to get better and better, and your business sense to run your channel. The other way doesn't work. Everybody here has something to offer, but if you're not willing to do with it, and you know, if you're doing great videos but horrible thumbnails, either hire somebody to help you do your thumbnails or learn how to do them. That's part of the YouTube way. That's what we signed up when we came on here to do. And if you don't want to do it and you're just happy with whomever might come along to your videos, that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a legitimate answer in the eyes of YouTube and their guidelines. But don't get then bent out of shape 3 months down the road. It's like Venetian blinds. Oh, I don't care about views. I'm just, yeah. Why am I not getting any views on my channel? Well, you know, I don't really care about it. You know, I'm just here so people can watch, enjoy what I do. How come he's getting more views than I am? Pick a fucking side and stay with it. What do you want to do on here? It doesn't make any sense. If you don't care, don't care. End of story. Why are you torturing yourself that way? Well, you make up your mind what side of the fence you're on and stay on it. And there's nothing wrong with being on either or of them. But pick, for the love of God. I get people come up here in the wheel and that. Well, you know, your thumbnails really, you know, your little screen and everything's pretty much black. You're doing sound films and silent live streams and that. Oh, I don't care. I just want to hang out. Then why are you here? Why do you want a channel review? Fine. I know what you want me to say. You're doing everything fine. Looks perfect. Keep it up. I wish I was doing the same thing as this right now. That's what they want to hear. If it makes you feel better, I'll say it. It's not my channel, not my responsibility. If that's all you're here to get, just knock yourselves out. You're doing a fantastic job. I love the out of focus thumbnail. Looks really good. Really good. I mean, might as well put anything. You don't care. You just hope that somebody might stumble across it now and then. I mean, what do you want from people? It's not that they don't, there is people that are on here that just want to have something up in case somebody stumbles across it. But that said, there's a lot that came in here. Now they're not getting where they want to go, so all of a sudden they only care about the views and blah, 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 blah. The people watch that generally blah, and they're just, I hear it all. They're not. They're bitter. Now, why are you going and putting yourself in that whole mess and getting caught in that whole stigma instead of just learning how to do things better on your channel? We've watched lots of channels that came in here not knowing how to do anything. And they're doing fantastic now, or had the minimal skills. And they've gotten better. Why? Because there was a rainy Saturday and they sat down and they practiced doing thumbnails for a couple hours. They had time here and there. They learned a bit more about tags. Every week they came into Tech Talk Tuesday and asked us a question or two that they've been trying to figure out to get them to the next level. You know, the proof's in the pudding. And that doesn't mean they're going to get famous. It doesn't mean that they're going to get revered by the world for doing so and all those things. It just means that they want to get better and they're going to see some sort of benefit out of it. Whether it's an extra 10 views a week or whether it's 10,000 views a week or 10 million. You have to learn to be happy with where you're at with the want to get better. But I don't know why I would have to tell anybody that. Most of you came in here on a niche. So you've already had to do that with what you do. No matter what your interest is onto it, you didn't go into it knowing everything about it, and you probably never will as either. Because you had to learn the steps to get where you are, and you're continually going to be learning, and that's a passion of yours to learn. It drives you to stay in that niche. But YouTube has got to be the same thing. Otherwise, you're gypping yourself. Otherwise, you're most definitely setting yourself up for failure. And then I see channels end up in the worst godforsaken messes on here. Fighting with other people, running hate around people that I used to see that were really supportive of people and really genuine, turning bitter and angry and all that stuff. And don't worry, because there'll always be that snake salesman on a corner waiting to scoop you up for it. But are you doing what you want to do? Wouldn't you rather you came here to do something? Wouldn't you rather see that through? Wouldn't it be more enjoyable? I mean, in the end, I'm not here to change anybody. I'm putting this out here, but I'm not here to change a soul. Everybody's got to make up their own mind. Whether it's me, whether it's them, whether it's anybody, nobody got a right to tell you what to do on here whatsoever. As long as you're good with YouTube, and that's up to you and YouTube. There's nothing else to debate. That is something to remember, because this is where people fall vulnerable to this stuff and that. As long as you're good with YouTube, it's nobody else's business. And if you're not, that's for YouTube to handle. If it's something offensive, something like that, people will flag it, they're going to take it down, whatever happens. But nonetheless, you chose to go in that side of the field. But why? At that point, you were so worried and you got so angry because your channel wasn't feeling productive, you decided to seal the deal and just make sure it doesn't go anywhere? You really gave up in thinking there's no other avenues that you can get it back on track and get somewhere with it? That it was too hard to learn how to make a thumbnail or title properly or put some tags in or network with some other people or collaborate with some others? You really see no way out than to just give up and throw your whole channel down the toilet? Why? That's what I've always wondered. The big question was why? Why would you go down that route? You've gone this far and you had this much. The sad part is that much passion about what you do on here wasn't going quite the way you wanted, that it drove you into not caring about what you do at all. And that's sad. It's not my business. Whatever you choose to do is yours. So like I say, whatever anybody chooses to do in here, they've got to live with it or celebrate whatever it is. But from the outside looking in, I always just found it sad. I could never understand the reason why to go down that route. We've had our numbers being played with constantly, guys, lately. We've been botted to hell. And it's not just the numbers that go up where you get the live stream again, like the other day, we're getting 8K. We're not the only ones getting it. There's other ones getting that as well. But also holding down our numbers. We get stuck at 46 for 17 minutes, even though you see a ton of people coming in and saying hi. They're getting booted, etc., etc., etc. We lose sometimes 800, 900, 1,000 views on a live stream. But you haven't seen us give up, and we're not putting our hearts into it. And by the way, that's what's driving them the most crazy of all. That's the best payback, by the way. And we're not. We're still growing some. People are still telling us about it. We're still getting there. I could sit here and spend every night going on and on and on about it, but I'm not going to give them that kind of satisfaction to do, because you know what? I couldn't give two shits about them. We're still doing good. And guess what? The whole time they're screwing with us, they're tanking and tanking and tanking and tanking. And I choose not to be on the side of tanking. And that's what I hope you guys will. If you haven't gone down that road yet and you're starting to get frustrated, and this is around the time where the frustration really usually tends to set in, because remember, guys, Christmas holidays, lots of people are not watching what they're doing, watching what's on YouTube. They're not making as many videos and stuff. And that's why a lot of them think it's the final nail in the coffin for their channel. It's anything but. There's channels we've had in here that are from 2007 that have 400 subscribers, and 200 they've just gained in the last 2 months since they revived their channel. It's only over if you let it be over. And I don't know why, because there was the passion drove you here in the first place. And you're basically just throwing it all down the toilet for nothing. Don't waste your time onto it. Don't let it, and you're going to get all kinds of promises. There's always strings attached to promises, guys. Always strings attached. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody to grow in here. You need an audience. That doesn't mean that you have to be tied to the hip with them. And it doesn't mean the audience doesn't count. It means you don't need somebody to walk you by the hand and tell you how to do it on here. Or they're going to take you along with them and all that stuff. It don't work that way. It goes by what you do on here for your audience. And nothing else. You know, there's no magical cure, there's no magical power, there's no magical tags, there's no magical push, there's no magical circle of YouTubers. There's none of that. It's all empty promises. It's making stuff that people want to watch, making things that people want to see, making things that people want to share, making things that people want to invite their friends to. And that's what you have to be focused on. Everything else is a waste of time. Everything else is a waste of time. And I don't care, you could spend years and decades trying to tell me differently. It is a waste of time. That's all that is. On here, you should be doing either entertaining your guests while you're on, and the moment you're off, you're there learning how to get better and making your channel better. You know, I went to Gary V's a couple of months ago. Oh my God, it's almost probably close to a year now. You guys remember the salon guy that we had down here? He's like 600,000 subscribers as a guest. I went to Gary V's channel, a live stream. And it was just like another Gary V's live stream. Quotes. Everybody quoting Gary V from 3 years ago, from 5 years ago, from 6 months ago, from 20 minutes previous, for God's sakes. And I see this channel come in. Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. I got a book coming out soon. Gary V has written the foreword into it. Great to meet you all. You know how many people said hi to him? 0. Absolutely not one person said hi. Not one person took 2 seconds to go and see that he was a channel on the brink of 600,000 subscribers. You know why? You know what they did? They continued to quote Gary V over and over and over. Now here's my question to you. If Gary V was in that live stream and it was somebody else's, would Gary V be sitting there quoting the person that was there that day over and over and over? Or would Gary V grab an opportunity? Fine, they're too thick-headed to get that, and they were all creators that were in there. They were too thick-headed to get it, not a problem. Hey there, wow, that book sounds fantastic. Just looked over your channel, and it just happened Xenia's followed him in the past, and I said, wow, you know, my wife loves your channel. We got talking. Within 5 minutes, I said, I have a YouTube channel that interviews creators. Really? That sounds awesome. Let's work something out. We had him on, 2 weeks later?
Yep.
Nobody else bothered. I was dumbsmacked. And it doesn't matter if you interview YouTubers, celebrities, etc. Hey, wow, I love your channel. Even if you don't do anything in the end, at least it's a channel you know that has almost 600,000 subscribers. You don't think they have a tiny bit of wisdom they could pass on to you? You don't think that even opens maybe some doors for you? No, they were too busy quoting what Gary V said. Because too many worry and philosophize and oh, this and that, instead of doing. That's you can talk about it till the cows go home. But if you're not doing anything, what is the point? That moment said so much to me. Because you'd think when the channel came in and doing that in a book and everything else, I would have even had trouble, you know, everybody clamoring to try and get in to know this channel. It shouldn't have worked out the way it did. And it left me godsmacked by it. But I wasn't passing up the opportunity onto it. This is going to sound bad the way I put it. Xenia and I are opportunists. And that's as simple as it is. Not just with channel, but also the way we run our channel, and anything that comes up that we think will be of interest to our viewers, anything that will help get us better, we're jumping on it. That's it. But as long as it's not tied to anybody else, it's got to be on our terms, our way, for us. We don't want to owe at the end of the day. We don't want to be indebted to anybody. This is not the mafia. It is what it is. But anything that will help us with our channel, we're going for it. Simple as that. Unapologetically? Oh yeah, unapologetically. And shouldn't have to. That's what we're supposed to be doing here. We're supposed to be doing stuff to entertain the people that come to watch. If we're not doing that, we're wasting your time, our time, and everybody else's time. And I'm not saying we always get it right. We've had some stinkers. We'll be the first to say it. Yeah, by far. But we learn from them. We're changing things as we go. Oh, this is not working out as well. Let's make adjustments here. Let's make adjustments there. It's not blaming the whole world for our problems. We have a problem to deal with. We chose to be on here. Nobody put a gun to our head. Nobody put a gun to the head of the people coming to watch what we do. So, suck it up, Buttercup. We have to do what we have to do to be on here. There's no other third option into it. Give people what they want to watch. Take away what they don't want to see. If one person doesn't like it, well, that's the thing. If a bunch don't like it, and we're already, we've actually been for a bit now. I didn't realize that. Yeah, limited monetization once again. Oh well. This is something, guys, been burning me for a while, and I want to say it. And I'm just saying, guys, if you're feeling that way, not all is lost. I'll give you a little example, guys. We were at almost 1,100 views a while ago. We're down to 627 playbacks. We just had a couple hundred more. That's under control our numbers. Whoever doesn't like us is not just botting us on the way up, but botting us on the way down. Not changing my message. It is what it is. And they're gonna, either they're gonna tire it after a while, or they're gonna have no channel left because it's not helping them. So why does this happen, Andrew, with the limited monetization? Most likely the title, a couple swear words usually shouldn't trigger, but you never know. That can happen as well. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. If you guys can hit the like button though and tweet it out, I'd really appreciate it. That does help out immensely. So just wanted to be this to guys tonight was just a little bit. We actually had another topic we were going to do, but I'm watching this going on around, and I wish people had told us that a long time ago. We had to stand on our own 2 feet, and I think that's something that, to our credit, we got faced with in the face pretty quickly, but a lot of channels around us didn't so soon, and it really played on some of them. And I feel bad because I've seen some really good channels go by the wayside and end up becoming trolls or giving up on YouTube altogether and everything in between. And it's just like, it's not worth it because there's so much more you can do on here. And none of that helps what you do. Not a bit. The point is nose to the grind while you're on here. And the weird part is, by doing that, you spend less time on here, but your time is more productive. But that's no different than when you're at work. If you screw around half the day talking about the couple that you don't like, well, then you got to try and get also your work done. And you've just doubled your work time. That's not very productive. And that just brings in more bitterness. There's so many things you can do to make what you do on here that much more better, that much more special. Talk about this from time to time. You get Casey Neistat. When he did a collaboration with Peter McKinnon, and they've talked about that, it was another example of it. They didn't become blood brothers. They didn't cradle each other in their arms for 2.5 years before they decided to make the jump. They got in touch with each other, DMs, and at the end, 1 or 2 phone calls, and Peter McKinnon was on his way to Amsterdam. It's not as big a production as people think. It's not that they're all, I know everybody wants to think it's this kind of kumbaya moment where they stared and gazed in each other's eyes in front of a roaring fire. No, they're busy. They don't have time for it. They treated it like businessmen. They got 100 things to do that day. Even though it was a big opportunity for Peter McKinnon, it's not like he could stop everything, stop creating videos, stop creating content, and sit there on the couch tapping his fingers till Casey Neistat got back to him. He still had a ton of things to do in the meantime. They worked it out. He went over, and it worked in his favor. It also helped out Casey, too. I mean, you don't need to be perfect at it either, guys, about the thumbnails and stuff like I was talking about a while ago. It's the want. I've said this time and time again. It's the want to get better. That's what's important. Is not doing. Nobody's perfect. We have to wear so many hats when we come onto YouTube. You've seen a channel, a TV show end. There's 3 minutes of credits passing at lightning speed. Well, when we become a YouTuber, we've taken on all those roles ourselves. It's not an easy place to be. And it's full of ups and downs. And all you can do is limit your downs by focusing on the bigger part of why you're here. That's why it's so important to not be so niched into worrying about what everybody thinks, including the other ones, and getting so tied at the hip that it breaks your heart every time somebody doesn't show up, or they stop watching you, or they go join another clique. That's taking away from you for while you're on here. That's the social media side. And I have said it time and time again. I hate that part of YouTube. And I'm sorry if it upsets some people. I do. Because that was not the YouTube I signed up to do on here. We have Facebook that we keep in touch with family and friends and all that. Those are social medias. I've never accepted, and I will never celebrate the idea of YouTube as a social media. I'm sorry, I don't. That's my opinion onto it. My opinion, why? Because I believe it's two different beasts. And here we're here to create for the masses, not for the individual. When you're on social media, you're there to entertain the individual, meaning through conversation, whichever, sending pictures, fighting, whatever it comes down to. But nonetheless, you're there for one person. I don't like them mixed. I don't believe in them being mixed. I think it's a horrible idea to mix them, because that's what brings a lot of YouTubers down. That's what turns a lot of YouTubers bitter. That's what chases away a lot of good YouTubers from doing great things on here. And I've seen some really great YouTubers go away. And that makes me really sad. I've also seen some really good YouTubers become trolls and bitter and cliquish. And that makes me feel bitter, sad as well. Because they have so much more to offer, and I wish they would just see it themselves. But I can't worry about doing it for them. They got to do it for them. There's nothing anybody can do for somebody in that spot. That's something they've got to decide for themselves, if they've taken the right path or not. But if you truly care about what you came here for, and you're truly angry enough that things aren't working out for you the way you wanted to be on here, take that anger and go and revamp and get things where they got to be for your channel. If you got to spend $100 and go and get somebody to make a banner and a thumbnail template, if you got to watch 25, 30 hours more of tutorials on how to shoot for lighting and etc. to get your videos more where you need them to be, if you got to learn a new piece of software to edit, whatever it takes, all of that, at least you're putting something positive. You at least have a chance of getting some more return out of it versus doing nothing. Because if you're doing the other side all the time, either you're not on here anymore, or that is consuming your time so much that you don't have time to take care of your channel properly. There's no way it's going to help. It's just frustrating to watch, guys, and there's so many different scenarios. Like I said, it's not about one channel. This is a way bigger than one other channel. Even if they want to pat themselves on the back and feel like it's about them, it's so much more of a large-scale problem. You know, I see so many getting caught into so many traps on here, and just none of them benefit. So you really got to use your scruples the same way as if you were in a new city. You're going to have people pulling you down each alley, you know, hey, come with me, I'm going to help you out. Yeah, no. Don't listen to him, don't listen to him. I got you fixed up. We're going to get you 1 million subscribers. Nobody can get you a lot of subscribers. Nobody can get you a lot of views. Nobody. It doesn't happen that way. Nobody can. The old expression, if they can, why don't they have it for themselves? Oh, just because I want to help people. It's the only reason why. Follow my heart. Bullshit. Same as in real life. If a doctor tells you that he's going to cure baldness, well, why didn't you cure your own baldness? No. I'm too worrying about you to worry about me. Wrong. I mean, guys, use the same street sense you have in real life on here. I mean, you can see a sham a mile away. And on that note, too, I mean, I do see it. Anybody can get bought it with numbers. It's free. There's programs. You can go pay for them. Anybody can do it to another channel. There's bot software out there. Know all about it, seen it. But I'm going to tell you something. That's also another option people have been using. Yes, have we been bought it? Yes. Yes, we have. And we have proof from emails to YouTube and that. Why? Why, Andrew? Why would you complain? Why would you tell YouTube about it? Jesus, you should be happy. A view's a view. No. So if you're looking at doing that to your channel, if you choose to do it to your own channel, not a smart idea. Why? If you buy them, you're going to be lucky to get about a minute's worth of watch time out of each one. Most likely they're going to come out of a country that doesn't give you a good CPM rate, which is going to drive your whole rate down. And by that minute out of your 10-minute video or your 1-hour live stream or et cetera, you just showed the algorithm you're not very interesting. If it doesn't pick up on them right away as false, it's still hurting your channel because then it's basing you on that and saying, well, great. You had 5,000 people come to watch. That's a big number. And 4,810 of them only stayed for 1 minute. And they're all not from 3 or 4 of the bigger countries where the most advertising revenue is paid. Not very good for your channel. Yeah, you can wow everybody and say, look. Those days are so gone. And I don't know why I still see some people do it. Views, like I say, can be sometimes put on you. You can't control them. Everybody knows that. You've been in live streams. You've been in ours. There's 146 people, and 5 minutes later up it's to 700. Yes, we know we're getting botted. We're well aware we're getting botted. We're well aware they aren't real people. But we can report it to YouTube at that moment. That's all we can do. But if you see a bunch of subscribers there, that's a bad sign. That gives you more that they're doing it to themselves. Why? Because either you got to create a bunch of fake accounts, which most people won't do, especially, 1,000, 1,500 fake accounts, or they're buying them. And that does the same thing. Yes, your number will go up. But there, once again, the algorithm's looking at it. Oh, great, you got a bunch of inactive subscribers now, and they don't watch you. Do you really think it's helping your cause? Do you really think it's getting you somewhere with the algorithm? Not a bit. Years ago, yes, you could pull that shit on here. It did fly, yes, but it's not today. So you can get away with it, and you might not get caught by the algorithm and all that stuff, and that's fine. But just remember that those subscribers don't watch. And if anybody ever tries to sell you some and says, "Oh, but these are active," do you seriously think for that money? How much money would you have to pay somebody? Think of it, if you would offer one person in here to agree to come back and watch, even if it's two of your videos, live streams a week, in any length account. How much would you have to pay them? Now, how much would you have to pay 1,000 subscribers to do that? How much would you have to pay 2,000? Even 100? Even 100? How much would you have to pay them to do it? And on top of it, even ones that say, oh, they're real genuine views and stuff like that, do you really think so for the most part? And if they are real views, you know what they are? They've been tracked down many times. It's in a bunch of sweatshops in India, Bangladesh, etc., Pakistan. The same ones that you get those annoying calls on your phone 10 times a day saying that you've just been taken in by your whatever it is in your country government financial institution. They're going to get put in jail, etc. It's just another scam one. They're not real. That's not gonna help your channel in the long run. So you can do it, but it's not gonna get you anywhere. That's for sure. Those and as far as YouTube ranking on that one, I've been watching well, we'll say 4 channels, just so I don't give any numbers away. I'm watching 4 where I've seen this going on, and I'm not stupid. I mean, it's not our first rodeo. Bunch of new subscribers, the likes all still say the same amount, and all that. And there's a giveaway. There's a number that they're not looking at, but there's a comparison number to see that they've actually gone down in ranking with YouTube. And that shows you how little the understanding is of what they're actually playing with. You spend your time better getting to know YouTube. That's going to help you a lot more than doing something like that. That's all I got to say onto it. It really is. So we've been dealing with that since last fall with their numbers, but subscribers are a big sign, and they usually come in blocks, of 200, 300, stuff like that, 500, out of nowhere. It's like nothing, right to the top. So that's always a good telltale sign. It's just this kind of stuff. I mean, it's just unbelievable what I see going on around me in here. And people are watching. There's a lot of comments. People are sending all the time, hey, did you see this? Here's a clip of them doing this. Here's a clip of this. Here's something going on there. Might feel like a transparent area in here, but there is a lot of people watching. There's a lot of eyes, and not everything gets caught. It's almost like in prison, like they don't get rid of all the contraband, but there is a lot of shakedowns going on, whether it's YouTube or other YouTubers. Because in the end, something to always remember is if you choose to join up with people who are bitter, they usually get bitter at you as well. The old expression, misery loves company. But misery also likes to turn on other misery too. And if you choose to put yourself in that kind of a scenario, it can sometimes really work bad against you as well, because you just put yourself with a bunch of like-minded people, like-mooded people, likewise bitter people. It's usually not a good recipe when it's all said and done. Just something to think about. Like, I've been talking and I've been watching. We've been at 77 subscribers here, so it's just bumped now. It's got to be close to 20 minutes. That's the way it's working lately. We're just getting stuck at numbers that hold and hold and hold and hold and hold, and then up, and then they hold and hold and hold and hold. What better do they got to do with their time? We still have an audience to entertain. And you guys got to see that in yourselves as well. Please stop worrying about every single person that doesn't come to watch you, and worry about the people that do watch you. If they're not watching you the way you want to watch them, there's all kinds. Hope is never lost. I watched a channel. Panic D Paranormal was a great example. Talking about resurrecting a channel. There's a guy who read everything there was to read on YouTube. Did everything there was. And I mean had an uphill battle resurrecting their channel. And hats off to him. He sits there today, him and Marianne with their channel. They never turned into bitter, hateful, mean people. That doesn't mean he didn't have bad days. I've talked to him in times there where he was furious. And rightfully so, by the way. Rightfully so. But it didn't let him change who he was. And it didn't stop him from respecting the people that watched him. And it didn't take him away from what he wants to do on here. And there's something to be said for that kind of integrity. And I believe it's in a lot of us. It just feels sometimes it's easier to let go of our integrity on YouTube than it would be in real life. I see people doing stuff here that I know if it was real life they wouldn't do. They would be mortified if people found out what they would do on here. They would never want it said. But you have to start looking at it as real life, guys. Because you know what? The whole YouTube world that's here is judging you in the same way for your lack or morals as they do in real life. And once you give that up, sometimes it's hard to get it back. Sometimes you never get it back, even if you have a real change of heart. So I just asking people to think before they do on here, for the simple reason is, for the sake of your channel, the passion of why you came on here, and what you wanted to accomplish. There's so many ways that you can keep things rolling here without throwing in the towel, without giving up on yourself, without letting things go. Just give yourself a chance. And remember that every time you have to do that and reinvent yourself and do things, lots of other people are as well. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. And that's not to say you don't matter or we don't want to hear. It means that you're not alone. A lot of these creators do hear. And you can still lean on somebody without being tied at the hip with them. Okay? I'm just saying, this is where people start to gel together and get all their bitterness together. And that's when bad things happen for them and other channels around them. I mean, once again, do as you will. Nobody owns it on here. Nobody has a right to tell you. If they don't like you, don't watch you. If they like you, watch you. As long as you're in good standing with YouTube, you have nobody to answer to. There's things that people do in here that I can't stand, the same as there's things that people do in here that I really like. Either way, that's my choice of if I choose to watch them, and it's their choice if they choose to make them. And if it's not within YouTube's terms, YouTube will probably deal with them at some point. And even if they don't, why am I going to lose sleep over it? Like, I don't have enough to do in my life already, and then when I come on YouTube, it's all good. You mean, I'm not the YouTube police. You're not the YouTube. Nobody's YouTube police, except for YouTube. They manage the way they do it, whether they do it well or whether they don't do it well. And once again, if they miss something that bugs you, it's not worth getting all bent out of shape and throwing yourself down in the same pit. Move on from it. Don't let it consume you. Keep being consumed for your passion. Let that fuel you. Don't let the other stuff. It's not worth it. Honestly. We've had channels come, channels go. Some come back again, some don't. And it's not that they don't matter. They do matter. But what do you want me to do? Stop everything, put it on hold to keep worrying about the channels that do go away? No. They have a right to go if they don't want to watch. They don't owe us anything. They have a right to come and go as they please. And I have to just keep doing what I do. And if they like what we do, they'll come back and say maybe they won't. But there'll be other channels down the road. Everybody's so worried about their channel not getting where they are, so they're worried about every little subscriber goes away. It's like a cliff is falling apart. They're like on an iceberg where another big chunk of it's fallen in the water. It doesn't work that way. If you're spending that much time, it's like driving. You're staring right down the road and not at the horizon. And we got to be at the horizon, guys. We can't worry about down there, or we're swerving all over the place, and then we're definitely going nowhere. I hope this helps some. I hope it's clear. This is something I just wanted to talk about for a while. It's kind of been on the... And I just find the last month especially, some of the stuff, there's all kinds of stuff going on. Every corner of it. And it's just like, here it goes again. And it's sad to see. So I'm just hoping I can tell some channels to just maybe think a little bit more before you do something drastic on here that really stunts your growth. There's another channel, Grimes Finds, guys. A couple of months, going on, 14,000 subscribers? And we were in there the other night, getting a couple of troll. Business as usual, like a champ. Lots of you guys. There's channels in here, guys, that only have 300 subscribers after 4 years, and they're dynamite, guys. And now they just got to get that going again and get that pushed to the next level. That's what it's about. You know, focus on that. Focus on that. It's a bigger rush from doing it, guys. It really, really is. There's some amazing... YouTube is a journey. We create ourselves in the people we want to be. So well said. So well said. You know, Rick's been on here a lot of times and that. He's been a guest. I mean, he's helped us out lots. I like to think we have helped him out some as well. We don't see each other. This is one of the first times in weeks. We know he moved into a new house. Everything is going on. We've been busy. And you know what? I know one thing is, if I went to Rick tomorrow and said, listen, buddy, I need somebody to talk to, or I need some advice, he'll give it to me, and the same with us. We're not tied at the hip. We're not pinky swearing. It's not a blood. It's just common respect for each other of decent people that like what they do. I like to consider him a friend on here. But I worry about using the term friend on here because then it almost sounds to a lot of people like it's become then a social media thing. And that can be toxic on here, guys. That can keep you from doing so much. I do consider him a really good friend, but he doesn't need us to walk him every day, and we neither him. Not that there's anything wrong with him. It just means we have to be strong people to stand on our own. It's so important to be able to stand on our own. It's not a team sport in that way, guys. You're a team when you're on live or when you do your video, because that's your audience and you, and that's sacred. But you have to be able to do all those things to get to that point without always being one, and without people promising you that you need that or telling you need that. You don't need it. No matter what promises, they're not going to be able to fulfill them. Nobody can. That's a simple fact of it. We got to be strong for ourselves. Be free thinkers, do what's best for the integrity of what we do on here, and not get distracted with all the other messes, especially when our will goes down a little bit and we feel a bit beaten up on here, because there'll always be somebody waiting to prey on it. I guarantee you, just like in real life, it's that dangerous street all again. And each time that you look lost and confused at a street corner and you look scared and you look fed up, there'll be somebody there to promise you something that they can't make happen, and somebody gladly willing to take control of what you do. All those things, not one of them is worth a pinch of salt. No matter what they promise, they can't do it. They can't do it. We're not book clubs on here. We're not girl guides. We're not any of that. We're independent YouTubers that stand under what we do. We're all under one group. Last year, some of you guys that followed us for a while know how much I despise the term community, because everybody was using it wrongly, I might add. Community was created by YouTube in the 10s for here. We're all YouTubers. We're all creators. Whether you're viewers, whether you're creators, you're a YouTuber if you're on. I always say viewers because I hope sometime down the road they might decide to start creating as well. I hope everybody gets to have that if they love what they're doing it. And people do have good communities, but the problem was the community part was getting thrown around so much, and it was becoming like the gangs of New York. This community doesn't talk to that community. This community doesn't like that community. Well, two out of that community like this one, but they don't like that one. I lost it. And some of you follow me for a while remember when I blew a gasket over that. And I outlawed it here. I warned anybody I would time them out or ban them if they were using that term over and over. Why? Because I wanted people to start thinking about it. And some people slipped up, even when I was in other live streams, they'd be like, we're a good community. No, I didn't mean that. I know Puša Studios doesn't like it. I wanted them to think about what they're saying. It was just getting thrown around. It was honestly, excuse the term, it was getting hoarded out. It was just used for the sake of using it. It was more of a control thing, more of a gang thing than anything. I just wanted people to start realizing we all are. Even if it's a channel you don't like, it doesn't matter. They still have a right to create here. They still have a right to be here. They still have a right to do what they want to do in here. Once again, only YouTube decides that, nobody else. And like I say, I see stuff I don't like too. I don't go around telling them, who cares what I think? Who cares what any of them think? People can come up and tell, I hate your show and that's why I don't watch anymore and I haven't watched in 6 months. Good. Fine. The best thing you ever did was stop watching it. Why torture yourself? There's too many options out there to worry about it. I would have done the same thing. I can even be friends with somebody who doesn't like what we do. I would rather them not like what we do and go and do something else versus torture themselves by watching us and getting themselves madder and madder and madder. To me, that makes no sense. It's just pointless. I'd rather go out and watch the fucking grass grow. I mean, seriously. I got better things to do with my day. Worry, once again, about what pleases you on here. If you feel pleased, you will do better things on here. You'll be in a better state of mind to be a better creator. I'm going to steal a term from Gordy Bobs, who puts it best. It's not rocket science. And it's not. So I'm bringing this up because I'm hoping that all of you will go into this Christmas holiday where things start to slow down. And if you feel you need a break from being on here, do it. And pull yourself to where you got to get to the new year. Sit down, figure out some goals, walk away from a little bit, then sit down and figure out what I want to do with my channel, where I want it to go in 2020. We all talk on here about how toxic COPA is going to be and all that stuff. There's nothing more toxic for you being on here than you not enjoying it. And it doesn't matter what other rules, whatever anybody else is doing, if you feel toxic, you're not going to do good things on here. As simple as that. And you have to take a break from it. This is a time where things start to slow down anyways. There's good cheer. Get some of that into you and start to plan where you want to go if you want to continue to being on YouTube. Get a plan together. A great place to start is your about section. I always say it's like a business plan for your channel. Start working on that over. Don't even type it in YouTube. Just do it in Notepad. Just do it on Google Docs. Think about what you want to be on here and what's going to make you happy doing it. And then, as a side note, write what you believe you really need to improve to start getting more results. I need to start learning how to use programs like Canva. I really need to start learning how to use my editing software, whatever it be, DaVinci, Premiere, etc., whatever the case. What is it takes? I got to start feeling better in front of the camera. I got to work on my confidence. You know already, most of us do know what's not working. Either we're waiting for somebody to tell us, no, it's not you, it's all them. Or we're ready to have the frank talk with ourselves and say, listen, I love doing this, but the audience doesn't like it. It's got to go. I'm not changing my message. I'm not changing my core values. I like being a mechanic that talks about all the different ways to change tires. But the way I'm changing tires right now is just not speaking to people. This video is too long. It's too short. It goes too fast. I'm dragging it on. All these things. Start naming them off. Start jotting them down. Put them on paper. Commit to it. You're not a bad person because you can't do everything on here. Don't beat yourself up over that. Work out what you can't do, and then also mark what you are doing good at. Remind yourself you have people sat there and said, I did my first live stream the other night. God almighty, I missed some of the things I wanted to talk about, and there was only 10 people in there. My God, you had 10 people in there. 10 people through their busy days and all that they do felt they needed to come in and listen to what you had to say. That's one hell of an accomplishment. Don't downplay it. Pat yourself on the back. Well, only 5 of them gave me likes of the 10. That's 5 people that thought you were doing such a good job. They gave you a like. And 2 or 3 of them forgot to. And 2 of them are just waiting for you to do it a little bit better, maybe. Or they might not come back. And that's fine, too, because you're going to get to meet new people through this week that's going to fill up that crack and then some. Celebrate that stuff. You're doing good on here. It's not all over just because you're not where you want it to be. You're on the steps towards there. We get it too sometimes. We feel, God, we're not where we quite wanted it to be. We're not doing this. We're not growing. Of course, we're human. Where would a business be to say, yeah, I got enough. I'm good. Somebody just joined us. Ban them. I don't want them in here. We got enough. Good God, what are we trying to do here? Oh, they came in to buy soup. Chase them out. We got enough customers already as it is. No. We're here to please many. We get our ups and downs like everybody else, but at the end of the day, you got to find something positive to be on here. Honestly, if I got that bitter about everything, I'm going, because life is too short. Life is already busy enough. I don't want to waste every bit of time. Has it been harder on here, especially to deal with some of the garbage I've been talking about tonight? Yeah, of course I didn't. If I had known it was so intertwined with social media, I probably would have never stayed with YouTube. To be perfectly honest, that's the one thing I didn't know was so much on here. That was my biggest letdown of YouTube, was seeing at times how some channels are so caught up into it as like another social media. That I would have probably sickened me from coming on. But that's an option. That's the same as like bitching about all the other things, COPA again and stuff like that. Like we talk about, because we got to know where we stand. But at the end of the day, you got to make a decision. I can work within the parameters that are set on YouTube, or I'm going to leave. What other options are there? There's not a third choice in the whole matter. And if you decide to scathe them, you get caught. Well, you made that choice. There, you created your own third option, but you also knew there could be consequences for it. So that's why we talk about the problems, but I don't like getting too much into the philosophy behind them and why. It doesn't matter. Time is too short. We could debate for days why COPA might be a good thing or it might be a bad thing. It is what it is. It's coming in the same as everything else has come in. And it's either you want to play in that ballpark or you don't. Why waste time on things that aren't going to... Yes, we can leave our comments and stuff like that. Yes, we can hope things change in the meantime. But we still got to do things while we're on here. And we still, until they change it, got to work within those parameters. It's as simple as that. And that's the same as working with all the things. There's all going to be temptations, an easy way out to find a place to just hang and bitch and complain or do something. I mean, once again, it's your decision, your choice. But honestly, I would go to Facebook and bitch and complain. At least you don't have to worry about a channel sitting there getting dust. But just something to think about, guys, that I want to say that it's been playing on me and it's around, and I just, if it can save you guys a bit of the mess of getting sucked into it, or at least you think a little bit more before you get sucked into it. As I believe there's a lot of good, honest people on here, and this is the final thought on this part I want to leave you with. And I've often wondered how I say this without offending anybody. So I'm just going to throw caution to the wind onto it, and let's just see where it falls. There's a lot of great people in here. Don't get me wrong for a second. A lot. A huge majority, actually, I like to say, have really good intentions on being on here. But everybody you see in this chat right now, everybody that you know on here, for the most part, is like another business. We're all under a mall. And even though we all sell different products for the most part, everybody wants customers. And when you combine too much of the friendship click into it, and you're all still looking for customers, that's usually what makes that friendship circle implode. Just food for thought. I know everybody says it first, just like in that talking in the office or the warehouse when that managerial position was coming up. I don't care who gets it as long as it's one of us. Everything sounds nice, guys, when it's just theory. Everything is good-hearted. But there's a lot of passion into what people do on here for their channels. And sometimes they don't take it the best when things don't work out the way they do. And it does work out for somebody else. And then you've inherited a lot of problems. A lot of problems that you shouldn't have had to deal with on here. Food for thought. Take it with a grain of salt. But that's my feelings on the whole thing. It really is. And yes, I think a lot of us been on here for a while, and us included, have seen it firsthand. Been a part of it, seen it, all of the above. So there's a lot of nastiness stuff on here. Like I say, guys, look at last year, all the swattings, and look at the swattings that are going on now. Look at all the buying subscribe. Look at all the infighting. Look at all there's channels around now trying to sniff around and start up building alliances, build up new groups, leaders that are going to take them to the top no matter what. Guaranteed you're in here. We're all going to be huge. All of that is a great big load of horse shit in a big bucket. Nobody can promise it to you. Nobody can make it happen. Have you noticed even the gigantic YouTubers, the guru ones, don't promise that? Don't swear by it? I know not everybody's going to want to hear what I was saying tonight, and I get that. But I can't be on here all the time and sit there and say, you know, transparent with this and that and everything, always be happy. At the end of this, there is a big light at the end of the tunnel, in my opinion. It's just if people choose to hear that part is, it doesn't have to be that way. It's only you that will let it happen to yourself. And if you do choose to let it happen to yourself, there's nobody to blame. You can't blame other channels. You can't blame YouTube. You can't blame the algorithm. You can't blame all that stuff. Yes, the algorithm is hard to work with. Yes, it doesn't recommend us. You don't think we wish sometimes we were more recommended? You don't think sometimes we wish we had less yellow flag? But in the end, we are still the ones who steer our own ship. And if you choose to steer it, you got to also own up to what it is. It doesn't matter if you own up to me or to anybody down the street. It's got nothing to do with that. But you got to own up to yourself at some point, and that's what a lot are struggling to do. And that really brings out some of the worst behavior on here. We all made our own problems. You can blame the world, but in the end, there's not something wrong with the world. There's something wrong with you and what you did. Try to fight it. Try to deal with it before it gets to the point of you're having to sit down and have that conversation with yourself. There's lots of ways to turn around a channel. There's tons of ways. Nothing's guaranteed. Nobody knows how big they're going to get. But you can be a success hitting 1,000 subscribers, 500 subscribers, 200 subscribers, 50 views a week. There's nothing wrong with that. You got to be proud of your accomplishments. And I think that's something we've always said. You know, if we walked away from this tomorrow, we feel accomplished. We've accomplished something. We went into something that we never even thought of being into, and I feel like a success into it. But there's people that get 3 times the subscribers we have in a day for weeks, months at a time. We're not delusional about where we are, but I feel successful in what we've done. We've overcome a lot of obstacles, managed to stake our claim on YouTube. I feel we left a legacy that, you know what, if we had to leave tomorrow, I feel good about it. Now, some people say, oh, I shouldn't feel good about it, but that's their issue, not mine. That's their cross to bear. They don't like, we're good. And to me, that's as accomplished can be. Do we want to go further with it? For sure. But we don't feel like we've did something on here that I can't have my kids watch 20 years down the road and be sorry for. That comes with an apology. I don't know what else to say about it, guys. I really don't. But I thank everybody that stayed in tonight and listening to it and talking about it. It really means a lot, guys. And I just hope it helps some people. Or reiterates with you what you've already been feeling about it. Not. So I would love to see everybody do good things. We've had channels shoot by us. We've done nothing but cheer them on because you know what? It's good for everybody. That's why we make such a big deal when people cross milestones. Because instead of turning on everybody and hating their success, embrace it. Be happy for them. Let it fuel you to do good things. Let it show you, hey, I can do something on here as well. They're doing it. Do not ever copy them for the love of God. But use what they're doing to inspire you to go further. So.
Oh, well, I didn't know if you're done or not. Well, guys, thank you so much for all the amazing conversation in the chat as well. It's been really nice to see your comments and ideas about what Andrew was talking as well. You must have a dry mouth by now. Definitely lots of opinions, lots of thoughts to that, and definitely thought-provoking too. And that's, I think, what is the most that we wish from out of this is the thinking behind it. I hope we take something from this for you that works for you, and you know, like after a good movie that you leave and you're still thinking about it for a while. We hope that that's what we can do for you today here. Thank you so much, Storage Piler,
Thank
for
you
a super
very
chat.
much.
You guys are super amazing, and I just wanted to say a super amazing thank you to all of you guys for super stickers, super chats, and super chats as well. The super stickers, super chats are gonna be back tomorrow, so no worries. Life of MC, a super huge thank you for all your kindness and generosity and support all throughout. Thank you so much. Not So Morning Show, thank you so much, and it was super amazing to be at your show tonight, earlier today or morning. Rake It also with the super chat, thank you so much. Metro Drones as well, thank you so much. And Nacho Rolling, as well as Z Speed and Storage Piler, thank you so much all for the super chats and super stickers. We do appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you can,
Tylenol. Thank you. Thank you, computer chick.
if you can share this out, as always, our live streams are available for replay afterwards, and we are gonna timestamp it for the beginning of the show as well, so you can share it out.
And the like button as well, guys. If you haven't hit the
Yes.
like button, if you can, we were limited monetization, and some dabbling with our numbers. But if you guys can help us out, I knew this one was not going to be wanted to get out as much, not like last couple of weeks on Mondays. Funny.
Yeah.
Coincidence. Coincidence.
Patience. I personally think the patience is the biggest the thing and a benefit that you can have here on YouTube. And a lack of it is the worst thing that you are lacking if you don't have it, because that's what definitely makes you make the biggest mistakes and everything that Andrew has been talking about for the last while here. We would like for you at the end of this live stream, of course, to come back and leave a comment if you can. Whatever you thoughts have come to you after the end of the live stream. If there's any ideas that you have come up with after watching this, and maybe later on throughout the night or later on throughout the week, come back and leave a comment. We would love to have a conversation with you about it. Thank you so much. And lots of amazing faces from all a long time ago as well. That is cool to see.
Definitely, guys. It was great to have you all in here. Thank you for your time. It's really appreciated, guys.
Well, we also wanted to send you over to Not So Morning Show and our earlier show today. We have been having a back-to-back live stream today. A little bit of fun, a little bit of serious. So let's get back to the pre-holiday cheer. And if we can ask you to go over to Not So Morning Show and visit their live stream from earlier today, you can have a little bit of laughter relief right there. Leave a comment, please, if you can, for holidays and not for asking for subscribers, because Danny's gonna ban you right away if you do.
Yes, and rightfully.
But it was a fun time, and we just want to expand the people that are doing amazing live streams. We're doing live stream here, and live stream is a content, and there's more and more people doing them as an amazing content. A show in front of a live audience.
Yep.
TV has done it for decades. So let's go and check out a Not So Morning Show. Check them out. Leave a comment and watch what we did there. It was quite naughty.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you once again to Danny and Scott. We had an amazing time. Thank you so much. And to all you guys, once again, thank you for tonight. You guys are absolutely awesome, folks. And, you don't realize it, but sometimes you guys also give us a boost in YouTube when we need it as well. So it's a two-way street, even when it comes to that. And thank you for all you do along the year and that. We're not done yet for Christmas, but just wanted to take a moment after all that to say it really is a two-way street. And thank you for all you do. It means a lot. So
we're going to be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with your questions about YouTube and everything you have about your channel, YouTube platform, social media, and anything else. Editing, get your questions ready. You can always drop them on our Twitter or our Discord page as well, so I can have them ahead of time, and you can be the first one to get those questions answered. So come back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Take care, guys. Thank you for everything. And be easy on yourself, okay? That's what it comes down to. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a pat in the back. And remember why you came here. Take care, guys. Be well.